What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Soggy Bottoms Outdoors. Today we're going to do a quick review of my Franchi Affinity 3.5. I've had this gun for over a year and a half now, and I've loved it ever since. Essentially, when I wanted to go buy a new shotgun, I used to shoot a Benelli Nova, and I wanted something different. I wanted something automatic, and I wasn't quite sure what I could do, but I wanted something that was at a budget that I could afford, while also being durable and reliable, and overall had a great fit when I put it up to the shoulder, or something that I knew that would stand up to how rough I can be sometimes on equipment, especially when you're going waterfowl hunting. So went to Green Top, shouldered a bunch of guns, the Super Black Eagles, the Benelli Vinci's, Supernovas, Winchester SX3, Remington with a Versa Max, or whatever that one is, the Browning Wicked Wings or A5s, the new ones, and wasn't really a fan of them, but when I picked up the Franchi, I shouldered it and it just fit great. And every time I would pop it up, it was awesome. It fit me. And since then, I picked up other couple guns that may have been shimmed differently, and they fit me well too. But the Franchi was in the price range, fit me well, and made by Benelli, so obviously good equipment. So let's get into the review itself. This is it. This is my Franchi 3.5. It's a Max 5. I want it Max 5. That's just my preference. Not that I hunt a lot of fields all the time, but overall, I like the camo pattern itself. Since getting it, I have matched it up with a Carlson Cremator long range. I used to have a Carlson standard choke. It was an extended one, but it was the improved modified, which is the same constriction as this Cremator, but this stated that it gave a denser pattern. I ended up buying one. In fact, I've patterned it, and it does give a denser pattern overall. If I was going to recommend buying a Cremator over a standard Carlson choke, I would just say buy a standard one if you're worried about the money. Otherwise, this works just as well. They pattern essentially the same, slightly denser pattern, and I shot Winchester BBs, Field & Stream number 2s, Black Cloud number 2s, Remington 2 3/4 triple aught, and I did the buckshot with the waterfowl shot simply because I wanted a gun and a choke combination that I can go from deer hunting to duck hunting to squirrel hunting. I can do anything and not have to change my choke out at all, and just adjust how I'm shooting itself. And all of those patterned really well through this gun and with this choke. The cool things about this gun is it's got a larger charging handle. The older versions do not, but this one does. Good old big breech, 3.5 inch. The lower part here has a much larger opening to get your thumb in there with gloves on. A big release for if you have gloves on. Everything is revolved around if you have gloves on or not. A big old trigger, and again, this is empty. Just to make sure, this button here releases anything up underneath, and to put it into the action itself. Again, so it's empty, as we can see, just to be clear. Like I said, it shouldered great. When I picked it up, it fit right, and that's one of those things that you need to look out for when you go buy a gun, is how it shoulders. If you're considering a Franchi, great, go shoulder it. Because, I can say it's great for me, but it may not be great for you. I got the 28 inch because I like the swing of it. The 26 just isn't for me. It's got a nice red side at the top. Another big thing is it's very easy to disassemble, which we'll get into now. Alright, all you really need is a screwdriver, and that's just for one pin. Like most shotguns, you take the cap off, you pull the barrel off, and the forearm. They just slide apart. These two pieces actually come apart, so you just pull down a little bit, like so, and slide off. Then, trigger assembly. You've got the one pin right here, and the body pin. Pop that down. Find something to grab it with, because my hands will not do. Comes right on out. Don't lose it. And that'll pull your trigger assembly out. So very simple to clean. I never really take the action out itself. and I just kind of squirt everything down, clean it off with a rag, make sure it's all no gunk in there. When it gets really bad, I take the air compressor to this. I have had issues with that, which we'll go over here soon, but keep this clean, the trigger assembly itself. Put it back together, quite simple. Lock everything in place. Your pin goes back in. Just got to line it up right. Back in there. Slides back in place there. Just slide it in right where the hole is. Everything slides down. Make sure that's flush. And put your cap back on. So, super easy to disassemble and reassemble. If you happen to have to do it in the field, which I hope you don't, it's pretty straightforward and easy. Now, this is inertia driven, and like most Benellis and most inertia guns, you have to make sure this chamber is closed. If you just do like that, you can see right there, there is a gap. So that's as simple as just check it before you shoot or check it when you load, or just close it with the button itself, which here's the bottom button here and holds it in place. Close it like that. If you get in the field and say you close it like that, I've had it where you go up and it clicks. It's usually called Benelli click. You just rack it real quick. Back in place and you're good to go. Only problems I've had with this gun is I lost the D-clip on the trigger assembly, which holds the pin in place. Franke sent me one for free under warranty. That was very nice of them because it's a very small piece and doesn't really cost that much. The trigger assembly got very gunked up from dust, dirt, and me not cleaning it, so that's my fault. Where I went to shoot and nothing happened. Like the hammer got stuck down in place. It wouldn't come back up and release and let the fire and pin go. The only shells I've had an issue with is the Federal Black Cloud, the 3-inch number 2s. For some odd reason, a lot of misfires, a lot of clicks came from those shells. And I would eject the shell, shoot, and then maybe the third time it would shoot, but typically the third time it would click again. Since I've gone back to my normal shell, which is the Field and Stream, haven't had those issues whatsoever, haven't had those issues with any low-powered shells, haven't had any problems with it ejecting, anything like that. So I don't believe it's the gun's fault at all. I believe it's maybe a bad shell, bad case, whatever. Maybe they got wet. Either way, I'm not knocking Black Cloud, I'm just saying this gun had a problem firing them with that batch. Otherwise, I haven't had any issues with that. And I have shot this gun probably well over 3,000 times, whether it be through clays, waterfowl, deer hunting, squirrels, whatever. And typically it cycles them just fine. So again, overall, this has been a great gun to me. I've had it, like I said, for over a year and a half. I've had it in Arkansas, had it in Virginia, shot deer, ducks, geese, rabbit, squirrels, you name it, this gun holds up. I paid a whopping $700 for this gun off of Gunbroker. It was used, and I have not looked back since, and I don't regret making that decision. I am not somebody that can go and buy a new gun off the shelf, and so that was my plan, is buying a used gun from Green Top or something, but the only Franke they had in store was a black one, and I wanted Max 5, and it worked out for me. So, the biggest thing is, go and shoulder these guns, make sure it fits you, make sure you like the feel. I love that it's nice and sleek. It's made by Benelli, so it's got the same kind of characteristics as an SB3 when it comes to leanness. I picked up the Winchester SX3, and I thought it felt bulky and cheap. I don't doubt that they're great guns when it comes to shooting, but it just didn't feel good to me. Where this one is very durable. I've used it as a paddle. I have banged it against stuff. It's gone, like I said, to Arkansas. It's been in cold weather. It's been in hot weather. You know, this was the first year I really got to duff hunt with it, and it worked great. Never had any problems with it. Didn't matter what shell I put in it then. So, take that for what it is. But overall, it fits me great. It hasn't given me any problems. I believe it's going to be durable for years and years and years. With this choke, like I said, if you're looking for a gun that you can go from duck to squirrel to geese to deer to whatever, this gun with a full choke, or like this is considered a full choke, it's .700 constriction on it. improved, modified, regular Carlson. It'll give you everything you need. I can't promise you with your gun, with this same choke, that you have the same result that I did, but with this gun, I can do anything in one single day without hesitation, without changing the choke, without changing anything about it. Just slap a different shell in and go. So, $700 for this gun, for me. It goes a little bit more expensive, and I know they have the Elite Series now that go even more expensive. However, you can get them used, look around, go in the store, see what fits you. If it doesn't fit you, that's alright. I don't know if they make shims for it, but this one was great for me when I got it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this review was helpful to you. Some people will knock the Franchi for being a cheaper gun because it's not a Benelli. It's just kind of a Benelli knockoff or made by Benelli. But, take it from me, this is an awesome gun for anybody that's looking for one at a good budget and is looking for a durable gun that feels comfortable in the hand when shooting and is reliable. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I hope to see you on the next one.